Right, we've got a slight deviation from what we're doing. So that's, oh, whoops, that's 1, 2, 3. Now I've just got to cut these to length, and then we'll get back onto them. Oh, and that's one of them. I watched Tommy Lipton last night. That's going to be my version of the speed key. Could be handy on my lathe. So anyway, I digress. What we've got, my mate across the road, he's trying to get his bandsaw up and running, and the motor on it was shot. So he's got this motor from a friend of his. Apparently the motor's fine. It's a 3 horsepower 240 volt, so it should have plenty of go in it. Now that's the pulley off the other one. So what have I done with mine? Yeah. Let's see where we are in the. See what sort of measurements we've got, haven't we? So that at the minute's got a hole through it of 15.8. And wants a hole through it of 6, 7, about 28, 29 mil. So what I've just had a bit of a think about it. If the camera will pick it up right on the sides there, you can see those 2 little grub screws. Now they would have gone through before on the original shaft. You can see them on the inside there, can you? They would have gone through onto the original shaft. You can just see one there, and pinned it to the keyway. Now, what I'm thinking is it's going to fit on that way. So my plan is to put the 4 jar on the lathe. I'm going to stone the back of this off so it's nice and flat, and I'm going to measure this, and I'm going to bore it to that diameter, but I'm going to stop about 3 mil from the end, something like that. What's that lip there? Yeah, that's about 3.5. So about 3.5 mil I'll stop from the end, so that when this is bored out and we cut the keyway and we slip it on, it'll stop just inside that end about there. And he says that will be alright on the on his bandsaw. So that's my plan. Obviously we're going to bore it, set it up in a 4 jar like so, bump this face true, get it running true, which might not be quite as, oh, I'll have to hold it there I suppose. I'll have to hold it on that back flat, indicate that edge there, bump the front true, and then bore it to size, and then I think what I'm going to end up having to do is to cut the keyway right through, even through the lip that we leave on the end, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to stop the shit, because I have to cut the keyway on the shaper. In fact, how much have we actually got to play with? So that part of the pulley is, what's that, 39 mil just over. What did I say that shaft was? 28 just over. I think we'll just bore it straight through. I was a bit concerned that he wouldn't have enough meat left in for these for the grub screws to attach to the keyway, but he will do it that. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do. Right, so I'll take those 2 little grub screws out, and we'll get the 4 jar on to the lathe, and then we'll have a go at it. Once this little job's done, I'll get back onto the collet holders, get them finished. I see we've got quite a few comments on the last one about the screw cutting thing, and I should have mentioned in the first video, and I forgot that yeah, it's not my idea by a long shot. I watched Joe Piezinski a long while ago, when he not as a catch-up thing, when he first put his video out of the way he threads, and I looked at it and I thought, well, I'm going to give that a go, and I've been doing it like that ever since, and I love it, and it just seems to work really well. There was something else I was going to mention, if I could possibly find it. There's a chap, one of the viewers has asked me if you think back to the videos where I was making the tool holders, he would like me, if I can. Now this is a tool holder that I think is the same as that he has. I have got an email from him, but I still haven't yet had a chance to go through it. But he basically just wants these angles put in on, and then he can do all his drilling and tapping and cutting the gaps himself, like so. I haven't forgotten about you, mate. I'm just up to my eyeballs in it in a minute. So anyway, we'll get the 4-jaw on and then we'll go from there. Maybe my old boxer shorts have come in for something. Done. Right, stone the back of it off, so we'll see if we can get somewhere close. Right, we do want to hold it on there. That would be better, wouldn't it? See if I can just get some little copper strips on them under the back of the jars. Not like that, you donkey. There is a little lip just on the back there, so hopefully that will hold it somewhere like true. I can already tell I'm a good long way off. Right. Oh, yeah. Got a long way to go. Got that A-bomb fella ringing in my ears. Tighten the highs and loosen the lows. But you can't even see the dial, can you? That's pretty much on the money at that. Right, we're alright that way. Let's see what the face is like. It's a long way out. Oh, too much. I think that's about as good as we're going to get it that way. Nearly. That's it. Right. See what that looks like, shall we? Well, it looks true enough to me. Need about 60mm sticking out on the boring bar. Not quite there. That's right. I haven't had any problems with these tool holders at all. They've been absolutely fine. How this camera's going to work. Take a fine cut to start with and see what it goes like. Like it's cast. That's probably they can't get the bloody camera in a better position, really. Take 2mm. Do this pass and I'll see if I can do something with this camera. But I've just got nowhere I can. I'll have to have a bit of a think. I'm struggling to get camera much better than that way. 2mm cut that. Take it out 28mm. So there's a bit to come out of it yet. Up to about 20. 20.4. I won't go too much. Take another 2 off there. Not bad though for an interrupted cut. 0.68 out of it. 0.68, so we'll just take a little skim cut. About 0.3 near enough. I'll change over to my boring bar with the carbide bit in it. The shaft itself is miking out at 28.1. The shaft's not in too bad a condition. So I think I'm going to aim for about 21.03. Do it a little bit light. Sounds like we're there. Get here, shall we? .57. Just double check that. It's a lovely smooth finish. .5757. Right. 27.57 minus 28.31. Divide that by 2. We'll take 20, we'll half it, and that leaves us, that means we'll take .22. So remember .22. Or should I say 0.15? .784. Only about 3.5 tenths, something like that. Should be pretty damn close now. .2798. Dilemma again now. Do you just run it at the same setting, thinking it'll take that last bit out? Yeah, 9/8. So we're 500ths of a millimetre off, which is not a bloody lot. Let's just see what it takes at the same setting. Nothing. Oh, just a tiny pully. Put 400s on it and see where that gets us to. What do you reckon, boys? Will we be there, or will we be over? It's not quite what I was after. It never bloody is when you're doing this. 2800. 2802. About where I put the dial to, so .2801. It's a little bit more, just a touch. I don't want to take anything off there. Changed. Oh, we're a hundredths over what I was after. Hundredths and a little bit. Yeah. 28. Oh, actually, no. We're about there where we want to be anyway. Within a hundredths of a millimetre, so I'm happy at that. should have done, I should have put this further back, shouldn't I? If I can. Just to get a measurement on there and see where we are then. Yeah, that's alright. Right, now I've got to get something set up in shape. So find I don't actually know how I'm going to hold it yet, but come this far, haven't we? So to find something, blast that off. Yeah, if you can see the bore in there, it's smooth out, and we've got the two holes down there, look, for the two grub screws to go back in. I'm just going to take a bit of a rag off there. Doesn't like that much, does it? It's a little bit there. So I'll have to come up with a baldrick plan, or a cunning plan on how we're going to hold it. And then I don't even know if I've got a tool yet that'll cut the keyway. So I may end up having to make a blooming tool to do it with. But anyway, that's turned out alright. Right, onto the shaper. Right, I think we're about ready to have a go. So, as far as I can work out, the key wants to be 0.314 wide, or just a tad over 3149. Well, near enough 315, isn't it? And the depth between the top of that bore and the bottom, 1.219 inches. So, it's got a cup of tea. So we'll give it a whirl, shall we? And we'll see what she does. You can see a bit of a lash up here. I've just got that bit of plate bolted down on the top, pressing that into that slot. I did put a square across it to make sure it was square. I bolted these two bits down here. Hopefully you shouldn't really need them, but I put them there anyway. And I have run it backwards and forwards in the hole, just to make sure we're as centralised as I can get it, really. There's no real easy way of doing this. So we'll have a go, shall we? We'll see what she does. I'm not actually looking at the shape, I'm looking at the screen on my iPad. Should be starting to go pretty soon. Come on, baby. Cast iron, it shouldn't need any oil, but I've got my zero set on a gauge on the side of it, so we can offset it once we get down to depth. think it might be wise to check it before I get too carried away. Oh, you pig. It won't go in the hole. We'll have to do it the old-fashioned way then, won't we? You can't see an awful lot of that, can you? So we're at 1.17. Don't need an awful lot more. Stop there, I'll just mark that on my hand wheel, on that line, and what we'll have to do is come up 1, 2 full turns. Let's see if I can get, I don't know if I can, but get a width measurement. Bring you back out a little bit. Oh, shit, can't get in. Didn't think about that one, did I? Let's take these off. All one of them anyway. I don't think it'll move anyway. That is 150 thousandths wide. It's actually 152. Right, I better just work this out now. Should need 81 thousandths offset. So I think that's what we'll have to try and do now. We'll just go to 80. Make sure we clear it. Bring this side down to my mark. I'll be able to get the telescope gauge in there. Right, that should be to the mark. Someone's here, I just have to stop a minute. Right, we start again. I've brought the cutter up and I've offset it back 80 thou the other way. So we'll bring down, or come down till we start to touch there. Go down till we hit our mark. They are a lovely little machine, these. So quiet. Should. Just wind that back out of the way a little bit. Shiny mark, that's so. Right, should be able to get in with a telescope gauge now and get a more accurate measurement. And we were looking for, what was it? 315. So what? 1.219. So we're at 1.21, 1.25. Yeah, we're just about there. So that wants 4 thou, 0.004 times 25.4. Point was a mil, I think. Right. Point 1 of a mil. Should be about there. Now I should be able to wind across to clean the bottom up. should have offset it back. I've set it back the 80th there, so we'll have another check. .219 is what we're after. Well, that's a couple of thou between thread and that. You get it there. Thou over. And the width we was looking for was 315, wasn't it? 3. You see that on the camera? Thou wider. Right, happy with that. So we'll it can come off now, can't it? Now these little shapers, I could use it a lot more than what I do. But you know, it's so easy, just go and throw something on the milling machine and do it on there. But for stuff like this, brilliant. You know, I haven't got any brooches or anything like that, so you know, to do this without brooches, I mean, what do? I know, you buy yourself an old shaper. Never mentioned before, it's metric, this one, believe it or not. So, lay that off. Nice clean keyway. So that's it, that's job done. So I'll give my mate a buzz, he can come and collect it, and then that's it. On to my collet blocks. Right, see you later.